Hey YouTube, another video here for you. Wanted to bring you this review slash installation video of an airline kit. Now, I actually spotted this at Princess Auto up in Canada for 45 bucks. So I thought, what the hell, it's worth the gamble. Now, I suppose, existing pro hobbyist the pro hobbyist market's been captured by this company called Rapid Air. Now, their stuff's pretty good. They have quick connect fittings, press fit fittings like these, but they tout themselves as higher quality, less likely to leak, better. But their kits are a lot more expensive, and you don't get nearly the value. This is a 49-piece kit. The main reason why I said what the hell, why not for $45 is that these quick disconnect fittings, right? The female quick disconnect fittings, these are going for about 10-12 bucks a piece. So right here is 35 bucks. Forget about the rest of these. But there's a lot of components. Such a good deal, I actually bought two. So here's one I unwrapped earlier. I'll dig into that bit later. But what do we actually get here? I'll put this in front of the camera. Okay, so some form of check valve, some LT fittings, a shut-off valve, a tubing cutter, which is actually really important, and I'll get to that later. Female coupler, male couplers, which, I mean, male couplers are dirt cheap. I've got so many of them lying around. I don't have the air tools to fit them on. It's getting a little bit amusing and funny now. So then you've got your 1/4-inch male and female NPT connectors, some unions in case you cut a piece and want to splice it or something, and for whatever reason some 3/8 to 1/4 reducing bushings, plus these wall outlet plates, which seem a little flimsy from the description, but we'll see what they look like. Okay, so we got some instructions. It's the Vaper airline kit with instruction manual that won't focus on 19340. I actually googled this in the Princess Auto store. I couldn't find any reference of it online, so it might actually be the first. It says, warns, save the instructions. A whole bunch of legal boilerplate. You know, don't blow yourself up. Do not assemble if damaged, etc. Working pressure 200 psi, burst pressure 800 psi. Now I detest this clamshell packaging with a vengeance. It causes cuts and bleeding, and I'm using tin snips to open this, so if you're a manufacturer and you're watching this, don't use this stuff. Alright, that's one of two. First thing I'm checking out is these. It's actually not bad. I'm wondering, this feels like polypropylene or high impact nylon, maybe? I mean, these fittings are usually the same plastic, and if the body of this is like glass reinforced, then that also means, because this is molded into the same piece, that this is also made of it. Feels like it, so okay, maybe it's not absolute crap. I know that the Rapid Air models have aluminum blocks with a whole bunch of fittings and plugs and things that you can optionally take in or pull out. So, yeah. Got a whole bunch of our press fit fittings, male NPT, female NPT, six elbows, putting those aside. Well, why would they do that? They put a heat weld right in the middle of this thing because this is going to prevent people from stealing stuff out of the package. Like, this is just going to make me cut myself. Okie doke. We've got this lovely shut-off valve, which is actually really stiff. Oh, there we go. Shut-off valve. That'll be useful. We've got a number of our T-fittings here. 3 of them, 4 unions for when you make a mistake. Your bog standard M-style quick disconnects. So this alone is worth $36 out of that 40 some odd dollars that I spent. This tubing cutter. These are cheap, but a lot of kits cheap out and don't give one along with these kind of kits. Now, this style fitting isn't new to me. In fact, I have an entire bin full of these parts, but in smaller sizes, like very small 4mm 5/32 size. They're the same press fit fittings. This is a little 1/8 inch NPT press fit fitting for 1/4 inch airline. Typically find these mounted on the back of pneumatic cylinders like this one here that I have. It's a single action spring return piston I had from another project just sitting around. Use the same style O-ring and conformal seal with a metal ring to grab onto the tubing to prevent it from backing out. But the important part, and this actually looks, this is something I ordered from automationdirect.com. This is the version from China, Automation Direct below. Plastic probably looks a little bit different, but I mean these practically came from the same mold. One's got a ejection pin. Oh no, they both have the same ejection pin, the same mold lines. So I think Automation Direct sells these for quite a bit more. Can't even remember which one's which now. Crap. Either way, with these airlines, it's extremely important to cut it square. Cut this with my pliers, it's pretty jagged. I try and jam this into a fitting, it's going to leak like a sieve. Take your handy dandy tool though. Has this lovely V-slot in it. And I'll try and get this in focus for the camera. Just align it. And that's a perfectly square fitting. No burrs. That'll seal nice and clean. Alright, so here's the shop air system from Vaper that we've installed at the Hack Lab. It's only a partial installation right now, but I'll kind of go through what we've done. So I got this panel with a filter, water separator, pressure regulator, and a downstream filter. And we rigged up a pressure manifold. We've got a couple outlets. Some of them are blocked off for now. Others are actively in use. And we've got a compressor hidden down below, which feeds the whole system. And we've got airline installed. Down on the other end of the shop at the Hack Lab, we've installed this really handy air station by the mill, which when you're trying to clean out chips from the T-slots, it's quite useful. You can set the pressure on the regulator, which we installed, I guess, kind of custom. But yeah, we also have this secondary air station here by the fume hood, so you can blow out solvents and I guess at lower pressures use an airbrush. Unfortunately, because of the flow restriction through this 3/8 inch nylon tubing, right, the pressure at full flow drops to about 30 psi at the gauge. So unfortunately, it doesn't have enough flow to sustain higher power air tools at full power. But it does the job for us. It means that we don't have to drag around this giant rubber hose that we've been using up to date. So definitely improvement from the previous setup. So that's all for now about the Vaper air kit that I got from Princess Auto. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment.